I'm turning 30 this year, and here are 30 things I've learned before I turned 30. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, hi, my name is Ashmita. If you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be reflecting on what I've learned before I turned 30, which is this year. Yeah, I know, I'm going to be turning 30 this year. I can't believe it myself, but it is what it is. I've written everything on my laptop in my notes because clearly I'm getting old and I am not able to remember things. So I've just put it down here so when I do this video, I don't forget anything. So let's go. The first one is your physical health is as important as your mental health. I think in today's world, we are giving a lot of importance to mental health, which is very important. But I think while we are doing that, we are kind of neglecting our physical health. We are, when you're young, you tend to sleep late, wake up late, eat whenever you want, and you kind of take your physical health for granted. But as you turn older, you will understand how important your physical health is because literally both go hand in hand. You have any mental health situation, it will reflect on your body. You will see it in your body, it will show in your body. So if it isn't already late, please take care of your physical health. The second one is choosing the right people will greatly impact the kind of person you will become. They absolutely did not lie when they said you are the five people you surround yourself with, because the closest people that you surround yourself will impact greatly as to the kind of person you become. If they are ambitious, you will automatically be ambitious. If they're all lazy and do not have much expectations with life, you will automatically become that person. They impact on the perspectives you have on people, the world, and so many other things. Surround yourself with those kind of people who you look up to and who you want to become like in the next few years. The third one is prioritizing yourself is not an option, it's an absolute must, because the more you're gonna bend over for other people, the more they're gonna walk all over you. Eventually there will come a point where you will start not liking yourself, and imagine being with someone you don't like and imagine that person is you. It's very important to be in love with yourself, and the only way you are going to fall in love with yourself is by prioritizing yourself, putting yourself first, and showing up for yourself irrespective of the situation. Oh my god, the fourth one is so important, which is take enough breaks from work, because I'm telling you, burnout will take away everything that you worked so hard for, because you will not have the energy to work for it, and you definitely do not want that. Taking enough breaks will give you enough energy to get back to work. So please take enough breaks. There is absolutely no reward in suffering. The fifth one is get into the habit of meditating and journaling. This is something that I started really late. In fact, I only started in 2024, but oh my god, the change that it has brought in my mind and my body is something else, because meditation will help you detach, and detachment is the best thing that you can give to yourself, because you're freeing yourself from all the suffering that you're possibly going to put yourself through. And when you detach yourself from things or people or anything, it automatically finds its way into your life. Oh my god, meditation has changed so many things for me, and I just love it. I kind of look forward to it every single day. And journaling will help you narrow down your thoughts, because when you have too much going on, you do not know where it's gonna take you, and before you know it, you're just in this loop of suffering. So journaling is gonna help you put it all out and narrow down your thoughts and know what you want and what you don't want, and it also helps you identify some of your patterns. So if you can, please start meditating and journaling. The sixth one is comparison will kill you slowly. I understand that in today's world, everything that's there on social media, it's very easy to compare yourself with other people's lives and their success stories and what they have and what they don't have, but you really just don't know what the other person is going through. You might think that they have it all together, but trust me, nobody, not one single person on this earth has it all together. You look at someone and you feel bad that you don't have something, but they might look at you and feel that they don't have what you have. So everybody is going through something or the other, including myself. In fact, I was feeling extremely shitty before I could start this video, because I was scrolling through social media and I was looking at people and I was just like, why am I even doing anything? It's just a waste of time and all of that. But the people that I'm looking at and comparing myself is probably going through something that maybe I could never comprehend or get through. So you really don't know what anyone is going through. So I know it's easier said than done, but maybe try not to compare yourself with others, because nobody has it all together. The seventh one is pretty cliche, but mindset is literally everything. You are absolutely capable of anything you put your mind to. I know you think negatively because you want to protect yourself when something bad happens, because you've already been through it in your head. But you have to also understand that something bad happened, you thought that something bad is going to happen, and you fixed it, and that's kind of how and why it happened. So anytime you have a negative thought, you do not necessarily have to jump to positive, because that is absolutely black and white. If you're feeling like, oh, I'm feeling so shitty today, you do not have to necessarily, no, I'm an amazing person. It's difficult, you can't do that. You can turn around that thought into, I'm feeling shitty today, and that's okay, I will work on myself, and maybe tomorrow is going to be different. So literally, mindset is everything. The eighth one is, things will never go as planned. You can't control it no matter how hard you tried. You can literally plan all you want, but life will have its own way of fucking you up. But also, life will have its own way of rewarding you. Sometimes you will plan something and that will go terribly wrong, but sometimes you will not plan something, you will not even think of something, but life will have its own way of rewarding you in a way that is so much better than what you would have planned. The ninth one is, if you can, please take therapy and seek help. This will help you find yourself, find your potential, find your patterns, undo your patterns, and fall in love with yourself more. I know in today's world we overthink so much, we have so much anxiety, so much stress, and it's so difficult to live with yourself, because I know it used to be so difficult for me to live with myself, because I used to always be in my own head thinking about something or the other, creating scenarios and hurting myself. But after taking therapy, it gets so much easier to live with yourself, because it helps you, like I mentioned, it helps you identify your patterns and identify who you are. It helps you love yourself a little bit better. The 10th one is, have some kind of physical activity that you look forward to doing every day, because this is the actual dopamine that you should be chasing. When you have some kind of physical activity that you look forward to doing every day, it boosts your serotonin and keeps you active, and that's the real kind of dopamine that you should be chasing, because that kind of dopamine is gonna last longer and is gonna keep you active and happy for a longer period of time. The 11th one is, have a hobby just to yourself. And when I say this, I mean, have something that you look forward to doing just for yourself and not for social media or for anybody else. Because I know it's amazing turning your passion into your profession, because imagine turning your passion into your paycheck. You get to do what you love every single day. But sometimes, just sometimes, turning your passion into your profession may cost you your passion, because this is also your work now. So have something that you look forward to doing just for yourself. It could be painting, it could be sewing, it could be mandala art, it could be anything. Just have something that you look forward to doing in your alone space just for yourself and nobody else. The 12th one is, I've said this multiple times, but cutting off toxic family or friends does not make you a bad person. From a very young age, we've been taught that family is very important. You have to stay with your family no matter what and all that. But as you grow old, you realize that your peace is more important than anything in the world, and that also means your family. If there's anything in this world or anybody in this world that is not bringing value or peace in your life, cut them off, honey. You don't need them. You are better off without them. You will do so much better without them. The 13th one is, just because you've invested a lot of time into something or somebody does not mean you have to continue to. If you are in a toxic friendship or toxic relationship, or even with your family, does not mean just because you've invested so many years into this relationship or this friendship, you have to continue to. You deserve to be loved and you deserve to live peacefully. And if living peacefully means that you have to let go of certain relationships or friendships, you have to do it. Just because you have invested 10 years into this relationship or friendship does not mean you have to invest 50 more years struggling in that friendship or relationship. The 14th one is, money can buy you happiness. And anybody that says money can't buy you happiness has not experienced what it's like to have money and what money can actually give you. You can't tell money can't buy you happiness until you're rich. Once you're rich, you will know that money can buy you happiness, but not if you do not have the freedom to enjoy that money. I've made a whole video on this, so you can go watch that. The 15th one is, social media is a lie. Oh my god, this is the truest thing ever. Anything that you see on social media is just 10% of that person's life. There is 90% that they don't show you, and the 10% that they show you is just the highlights, but they have so much going behind that they preferably do not want to show you, because nobody want to show the bad parts. I could be going through crap, but on social media it would look like I have my life together and I'm living the best possible life. There are people who are living the best possible life, but there are also things that they are going through that they are not showing you. The 16th one is, if you want to boost your confidence, you have to do new things. Only when you try new things, you fail at it, and then you work on it and you get better at it, and you get the confidence that you know you can do something. And one of the other things that you can do to boost your confidence confidence is showing up for yourself. I heard someone say this, or I read this somewhere, I don't remember. But imagine you have a friend that tells that, they'll come and meet you tomorrow, but they don't turn up, right? They ghost you. Will you have the confidence in that person the next time they tell you that they'll come and meet you? You might not. You will feel that, they might not come. So you lose a little bit of confidence. It's the same thing for you. When you say you're going to show up for yourself irrespective. When you don't show up for yourself is when you lose your confidence. The 17th one is discipline is truly, truly the highest form of self love. It's you giving yourself what your future self deserves to have or deserves to be. When you're disciplined about something, you are telling your future self that I'm gonna get you where you want to be by ignoring temporary happiness. Like, say, for example, you want to be very successful in your profession. You work hard for it now instead of living into current luxuries, like, just chilling around and not taking things seriously and working towards it. It's you being your best friend and doing what it takes for you to get yourself where you want to be. The 18th one is be kind and compassionate with yourself so you can be with others. When you are kind to yourself and compassionate with yourself, it automatically reflects onto others. When you're insecure about yourself, when you're hating on yourself, you automatically hate on other people. You point out other people's insecurities. Basically, everything starts from you. The next one is nobody cares, and that's actually a superpower, because think about it. Nobody cares. Be crazy, be cringe, do things you love. Life is not meant to be linear. You grow, you learn, things change with time. The next one is always trust your gut feeling. Everything else can wait. Your gut feeling is coming from somewhere and it's trying to tell you something. If it's not anxiety and if it's your gut feeling, always trust it. The next one is you deserve to rest. Your value isn't connected to the ability of work you can do, because we're all humans at the end of the day and we all deserve to rest. You cannot reduce yourself or anyone down to how much work they can do to be valued. Human body needs rest. The more you give yourself rest, the more you're gonna bounce back and do well. The next one is if you're a materialistic person and if materials bring you happiness, it brings you happiness. What is wrong in that? You're not harming anyone being happy with materials by owning something. If it makes you happy, it literally does not have to make sense to anyone as long as it's not hurting anyone. Like, if someone gives you gifts and you feel validated and happy because of that, and if you buy yourself something and you feel happy and validated because of that, so be it. What is wrong in that? The next one is you have zero control over how people perceive you. How people perceive you is their problem and not yours. You have to stop questioning yourself about everything. Should you have said this? Should you have said that? Should you have done this? Should you have done that? No matter how much you do and how beyond you go for certain people, if this is how they want to perceive you, this is how they will perceive you. So stop being hard on yourself. The next one is don't lose yourself in the process of trying to fit in. How long can you fake yourself? How long can you fake your personality? At some point it's going to show up, and at that point, when people realize that, people see that you've been doing something for them and this is what you are now, they might not like it. But if you're just being yourself, the right people will always find you. The right people will always be with you while you're still working on yourself. When I say you don't have to fit in, I do not mean that if you're a rude or unkind person, you have to just be that. You have to work on yourself, but also not change your entire personality to fit into a group of friends or to be with a guy or something. The next one again is super cliche, but literally everything happens for a reason. If you've lost something, if something has gotten delayed, it is for a reason. There is a bigger picture that maybe you're not able to see, but I swear to God, everything happens for a reason. If you lose something, something better will be replaced. The next one is people come and people go. That's just simply how life is. That does not mean you have to stop living. You can't stop making friends because you had really bad experience with friends and you've lost a lot of friends. You cannot stop yourself from falling in love because you've had a really bad past relationship. Nobody can live alone. Humans are not made to live alone. I wish we were, because we can protect ourselves from so much hurt, but unfortunately or fortunately, we are just not made to live alone. We need people. The next one is something I'm telling for myself as well. It's okay to fail. Everyone fails. When you see a success story, we just see the success story, but you have no idea how many times that person has failed. And failing at something does not mean you are a failure. Failing at something just means you have failed at something. It does not define you as a whole person that you are a failure. It just wasn't meant for you. It just wasn't in your cards. The next one is a change of place does not take away all your problems, but it definitely helps. Sometimes when you're in a place where you're surrounded with people that you don't want to be surrounded with, when you're in that place, you tend to be extremely low. And when you remove yourself from that place, it does not take away all your problems, but it definitely helps because you're not surrounded by those people or with those vibes. So a change of place does not take away all your problems, but it definitely definitely helps. The last one is stand up for what you believe is right, even if that means people might leave you. It does not matter who stays in your life. What matters is how you look at yourself. Staying true to yourself is the single most important thing, because it does not matter what anybody thinks, because you're not living with them more than you're living with yourself. I will give you one example. So I had this one friend who was being absolutely shitty towards girls, and weirdly enough, nobody saw it. And I knew if I call it out, these people might stop talking to me, but I still called it out, and I lost that entire group of friends except for one person. But imagine if I was still friends with them and I saw this person treating people shittily and I never called it out. I just couldn't live with myself, because I know this is wrong and I need to call this out. But just because I'm scared that people might leave, I just turn a blind eye towards it. So if calling out someone or standing up for something that I believe is gonna make me lose certain people, so be it. I'd rather have few people in my life that are with me for who I am and respect me for who I am, than have a bunch of people that I myself am not happy being around. So yeah, these are the 30 things I've learned before I turned 30 this year. I hope this video was helpful to you in some way or the other. I hope you liked watching this video. If you did, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, share this video, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see you all in my next video. Until then, it's bye from Ashmita.